Hey, playa, are you struggling to keep a conversation going with your crush because you really have nothing in common with them? Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to share a few tips that you could start using to help make that conversation a lot less awkward and make it easier for them to talk back to you just as much as you want to talk to them.
This is the Just Beats, you're watching the Just Beat.
For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single week I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. And the one most important thing people have to remember is that commonality is not the same as compatibility. Just because you may have a lot of things in common with your crush doesn't mean you're going to be compatible with them, and vice versa. If you are compatible with them, it may mean that you don't really have a lot in common with them. So first, what I want you to do is to discover new things about them. Take time to hear some of their personal stories, things that they've been through, things that they like. The more you can learn about them, the easier it's going to be for you to find where the two of you are actually compatible. And part of that compatibility is not just spending the entire time listening to them. You're also going to want to share personal stories about yourself. The more you can teach them about who you are, the more they're going to also start to feel like you're someone that they can open up to, someone that they can trust, someone that they want to share things with. Here's an example. Let's say you went camping with your family and something crazy happened. A bear came onto your campsite and just ate all your food. Well, as you tell your crush that story, you're definitely going to want to focus on the emotional parts of it, the things that you felt and thought during those moments. Maybe you were scared when the bear came, but you were brave when you warded the bear off. As you share that story with your crush is really going to learn more about your deep personality, and it opens up the doorway for you to segue into more questions. You may want to ask your crush, have you ever been camping before? Where do you like to go on vacation with your family? What's one place you love to visit? Step 2 is to learn about the values behind what matters to them. Why are those things important to them? How have they shaped that person's life? How have they made them into the person that they are today? There are so many TV shows and video games and musicians and people and experiences that we have had that have really kind of informed and shaped our opinions about things. So if you're afraid that you don't really have a lot in common with your crush, understand the values behind why they care about something and see how those values align with yours. For example, let's say your crush tells you that their most favorite TV show ever is Riverdale. Now, you may really have no interest at all in watching it, but if you can really understand why that show's important to your crush, ask your crush questions like, who's the character you most identify with? What's the plot and storyline of the show, and why do you like it so much? The more you can understand the values, and if your crush says things like, well, I feel like this character is sweet and kind but doesn't let anyone take advantage of them, or I feel like this plot in the show really resonates with something I went through in my life. Those are things that you can now resonate with. Even if you've never even seen the show, you may identify with a character from something that really reflects your character. So understand the values and where the two of you can overlap. And step number 3, if you're super worried about not having anything in common with your crush, you need to stop overthinking it. Yes, you may not have the same obvious hobbies and interests, but if you go back to the basics and ask more open-ended questions, you may discover that the two of you have more in common than you actually think. Maybe you're both in the same grade and you have to deal with the same types of stressful classes, or maybe you both have annoying family members and siblings that just get all up in your business and don't really give you your own privacy. Either way, going back to those basic questions where you can just learn about them as a person and their life is going to allow you to see what you actually have in common that may not be so obvious. For example, if you're both in high school, you may want to ask your crush, hey, what college are you thinking about attending and why do you want to go there? Or if you're actually in college, you may want to ask your crush, what are you studying? What's your major? What do you hope to be once you graduate and can get a career? When you take the time to really learn about a person that you like, you're going to see the similarities that you guys have, and you're also going to see the differences. And that's what actually makes a successful partnership. People bringing different experiences to the table to influence and shape and teach the other person. So don't take it for granted that they're different from you. Actually, see that as a bonus. See it as a way for you to expand what you know and what you like, and it's a way for you to really grow with a person that you care for. But if you're still struggling with finding exact things to talk about, you're definitely going to want to check out my 20 icebreaker conversation starters. It's a free guide I've put together that walks you through question after question that you can ask your crush to really learn more about them. Before I share the link for that, I definitely want to give a huge shout out to all my patrons and YouTube channel members. These are the people that help the channel grow. So if you want to talk to me one-on-one every single month through video chat, that's a perk I give to my champion level members. So check out the link to Patreon down below to learn more about that. Now what I want you to do is to check out the link for my icebreakers over there on the side, as well as the video I've linked up. I think both of those resources are going to help you discover more in common with your crush, discover how you could be more compatible, and really help you feel more confident in approaching them. On that note, guys, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.